现在时间是下午点55分。Why does society have to be this way? I'd rather face death than live in a world like this. 刚刚的舞台剧表演精不精彩啊？谢谢。各位应该读过《一杆秤仔》，但大概没有见过英文版的《一杆秤仔》吧？就像各位可能读过英文论文，但接下来第4场次英文组要发表的专题，你读过了吗？没有读过也没关系，因为他们马上就要出场，为各位带来这一次的专题发表啦。接下来就让我们掌声有请第4场次第1组的报告者上台。
Good afternoon, everyone. Our topic is senior high school students' motivations for attending Cram School, a case study of Changhua. I'm Zhang Yuankui, and these are my teammates Xie Kaiju and Wu Yuhan. This is our catalog. So first, let me introduce our research motivation. Cram schooling culture in Taiwanese society is very prevalent. As of October 25th, 2024, there were around 70,000 Cram schools in Taiwan. With 70% of it are liberal arts and science Cram schools. These kind of Cram schools aim to improve students' academic performance. Also, 3 researchers had been into Cram school since senior high school. We observed that even though students feel very exhausted after school, they still have the willingness for attending Cram school. And after we read literatures, we found most of the literature emphasized the motivation of junior high school students and elementary school students, with little discussion on students across different grades. So based on what we found, we have 2 main questions. The first is, what factors motivate senior high school students in Changhua to attend Cram schools? The second is, do students in different grades in Changhua exhibit different motivations for attending Cram schools? The next part is literature review. So first, let's talk about the effects Cram schools brings to students. According to Liu Zhen's study, students who went to Cram schools would have positive influence on their academic performance. Also, Wu Zhirong's study said students who went to Cram school would more proactive toward their learning. According to the above, Cram schools are beneficial for students in enhancing their academic performance.
Then let me talk about the second part of literature review. The second part is motivations for attending Cram schools. So, according to a study by Lin Huiming in 2008, students' motivations for attending Cram schools can be divided into 3 aspects: society, family, and themselves. And to the students themselves, the motivation to them can be divided into 2 aspects: intrinsic motivations and extrinsic motivations. So, intrinsic motivations like interest, a sense of achievement, and mental needs differ from different age groups. And extrinsic motivations like the value of diploma, parents and society's expectations, belonging are an impact and great impact too. And let me talk about the third part of literature review. The third part is how schools attract students. So, according to a study, schools usually use some financial discounts, like libraries or tuition discounts. And schools usually offer some extra learning services, like Cram tutoring. So let's talk about the next part. The next part is research methods. The first one is participants. In the questionnaire, we have collected 188 data in total. And among them, 127 students have attended Cram school in their high school time. The second part is interview. We use Google Meet to interview, and we have collected 6 data in total. Each grade has 2 interviewees from different high schools in Changhua. Then, let me talk about the instruments. The first is Google Forms. After reviewing 3 studies and discussing with our teacher, we divided the questions into 4 groups: intrinsic motivations, teaching aspects, and environment. And in the form, we decided 4 options: strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree, for a score of 4 to 1. And next is interview questions. We designed the interview questions due to the results of the questionnaire. This is our procedure. Okay, let's talk about research question 1. So, to answer the research question 1, we pick out the highest and lowest 6 averages items in the questionnaire, and by the interview results, we deeply discuss it. And to answer research question 2, we use Cram and ANOVA to analyze the differences between the different grade levels. And by the interview results, we deeply discuss it.
So next, I'm going to talk about the analysis and results of the research question 1. As shown in figure 1, the highest scoring item in the questionnaire is to attend Cram schools to enhance academic performance, with an average of 3.44, and this belongs to intrinsic motivations, with over 95% of students agreeing with that. For example, interviewee A mentioned that her main reason for going to Cram school was to get better grades, and she has been going to Cram school since junior high school, so it has become just like a part of her daily routine. Overall, it's not surprising at all that this item got the highest score. Then, the second highest motivations went to the item about Cram school teachers being humorous and fun while teaching, with an average of 3.38, and this falls under teaching aspect. Interviewee A said that she enjoyed the jokes her Cram school told in class a lot, because they help her stay awake and concentrate better. This showed that a Cram school teacher's personal teaching style could really affect how well students learn. Then, the third highest one is the high transportation accessibility of Cram schools, with an average of 3.29, and this is a part of environmental factors. Through the interviews, we found out that students who live in a dormitory care more about this. For example, interviewee E said that since dorm students didn't have people to pick them up, so the locations of Cram schools were more important for them. Interviewee C also responded that when she lived at home, she usually got home very late after Cram school lessons, but if she lived at schools, she would be more willing to attend Cram schools. Then, as shown in figure 4, the fourth highest motivations was the overall learning atmosphere of Cram schools, with an average of 3.08, and this belongs to extrinsic motivations. Interviewee B shared that he often discussed the schoolwork with other classmates at Cram schools, which helped him learn better. So both class and after-class learning atmosphere could really influence students' motivations to attend. Then the fifth highest scoring item of the questionnaire was because compared to school teachers, students can better understand what Cram school teachers said, with an average of 3.08, and this also falls under the teaching aspect. Some interviewees indicated that Cram school teachers can you often use some memory tricks or special method that make learning more efficient. They can also adjust the pace of lessons according to students' learning progress, which school teachers could find hard to do so. Next, I'm going to talk about the fifth lowest scoring item of the questionnaire. Then, the lowest motivation in the questionnaire was being forced by parents, was being forced by teachers with an average of 1.60. And the second lowest one was being forced by parents with an average of 2.02. Most of the items belong to extrinsic motivations. For example, interviewee B shared that he actually asked his parents to let him go to Cram schools, and he didn't feel much further about it. Besides, all the 6 interviewees indicated that they went to Cram schools on their own initiative, so such a positive attitude may explain why these 2 items scored so low. Then, as shown in figure 9, the third lowest motivation was to attend Cram schools for making new acquaintances with an average of 2.03, and this belongs to intrinsic motivations. Interviewee B shared that, although meeting new friends was not his main reason for attending Cram schools, this was still a nice additional value for him to make the experience more enjoyable. So, while students may meet a lot of people at Cram schools, this was not their main reason to attend. Then the fourth lowest motivation was because Cram school teachers' strict or serious personal teaching style with an average of 2.17. The fifth lowest one was the scholarship offered by Cram schools with an average of 2.19. Then I'm going to talk about the analysis and results of the research question 2. So we used one-way ANOVA to analyze if there were significant differences among the 3 grade levels, and only if a significant level was less than 0.05, that the result represented a significant difference. After running the analysis, we found out that only 2 items in the questionnaire had significant differences, and both of them belong to teaching aspects, the practicality and completeness of the teaching materials. Also, both of the items show significant differences between 1st grade and 3rd grade students. Figure 13 presented the average of the practicality of teaching materials from 1st grade to 3rd grade. And Figure 14 presented the average of the completeness of teaching materials from 3rd grade to 3rd grade. So why make such differences? Interviewee E, a 3rd grade student, explained that this was her first time preparing for GSAT, so following Cram school's schedule helped her save time and learn more efficiently. She also said that Cram school's lessons were very intensive, covering a lot of content in a short period of time. So, since 3rd grade students are getting ready for GSAT, they rely more on Cram school's teaching materials to help them review more effectively. Finally, is our conclusion and suggestions. To answer the research question 1, what factors motivate senior high school students in Changhua to attend Cram schools? According to the results, the top 5 highest scoring items of the questionnaire included 1 intrinsic motivation, 1 extrinsic motivation, 1 environment, and 2 teaching aspects. Even though improving academic performance was still the main reason for students to attend Cram schools, Cram school teachers' personal teaching style or methods and the teaching materials offered by Cram schools also played big roles. On the other hand, the lowest 5 items included 1 intrinsic motivation, 3 extrinsic motivation, and 1 teaching aspect. Most of students went to Cram school proactively, not because they are forced by their parents or teachers. Besides, even though Cram school may offer scholarship or some financial discounts, these external rewards did not strongly affect students' motivations to attend. Next, to answer the research question 2, do students in different grade levels in Changhua exhibit different motivations for attending Cram schools? Only 2 items in the questionnaire, the practicality and completeness of the teaching materials, show significant differences, especially between 1st grade and 3rd grade students. This is related to the mindset change when students are getting ready for GSAT. Then, it's our limitations and suggestions. Due to a time and space limit, We couldn't evenly distribute our questionnaire to all the senior high school in Changhua. So for future research, we suggest spreading the questionnaire more equally across schools and tracking each respondent to enhance the accuracy. Also, future research could expand a sample size or explore a wider variety of motivations to better understand why students to go to Cram schools. Finally, it's our references. So that's all for our presentation. Thank you all for listening.
好，感谢台上同学的报告。